Hello, Trappers, and welcome to the first episode of the Trap NBA podcast in 2020. I am Lockie Edwards, and joining me today is Lewis Wells.
Hello.
Vincent Micko.
Hello, how are we going?
And Gianni Micko.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Oi, very, very well. Wow. We're actually doing this on a video chat, so we're all looking at each other's faces while in isolation, and I tell you what, it's actually not a bad way to do a podcast.
I would
110%
disagree with you.
Recorded.
Well, it's obviously better
I
if we're
think
face
this
to
is
face in a
absolutely
situation like
horrendous
this.
way.
But it's making the best of a bad situation.
Yeah, well,
That's right.
It has been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, and when in this isolation, looking at you fellas' faces really give me a big pipe up, you know?
I'm glad
The
your pipes up, mate.
beautiful faces of the Trap.
Yeah, it's...
Pipe up is one way to say it.
So I guess one way
We're all piped up.
I guess one way we could start this podcast is by maybe having a bit of discussion on what have we been doing during the COVID-19 self-isolation. What have we been getting up to? Because we're all such busy people. What have you been doing, Lou?
Not a lot, mate. Unemployed.
Oh, well, that's a bit of a contradiction.
The old coronavirus has really sort of screwed up my plans, hasn't it? Just, Yeah, it's pretty unusual. It's pretty uninteresting stuff, you know. You sort of, I don't know. I don't know if any of the previous podcasts got uploaded all those years ago. Gianni has actually lost it.
Oh yeah, this is our first podcast of you being back from Germany.
It may be our first podcast since I left and got home.
Mate, it just shows that you're our glue. You are our glue guy. You're the glue guy. You just glue us all together.
It doesn't have to be like that, though. It doesn't have to be like that.
Well, you should take it as a compliment because without you, we're lost.
Well, let's. Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's a bit of a kick in the ass for everyone else involved, but no, I mean, yeah. So I go overseas for X amount of time, and I come home, and I look forward to coming home. But then I come home, and I can't do anything because of coronavirus. So
yeah.
You came home at a good time, though.
I came home at the best possible time, I think. Sort of.
Oh, I guess it's how you look at it. In isolation, with the reason you're in Germany, or self-isolation at home by yourself.
What do you mean?
Well, in Germany, you were there with a certain someone.
Oh no, I mean, I would have had to come home anyway.
A lover of such. So imagine being stuck in isolation.
Mate, this isn't Trap After Dark, alright?
Trap After Dark. I like that. But, no,
maybe
you know
just
what?
brought it home, mate.
We've got 6 months plus to catch up the Trappers with. It's been a long time since we've been on the airwaves. So why doesn't everyone?
What have the Micko's been getting up to?
Yeah, let's go around. Let's everyone tell us.
All right, thanks, Louis, for your contribution. On to the next one.
Let Micko 1 talk first.
Okay, Micko V 1.0. Not a lot either. If I want to touch on a personal note, lost my job because of coronavirus. So that wasn't the best thing.
Yeah, that sucks, mate. That does suck.
And that's happened to a lot of people, and anyone that's struggling out there as well. The Trap's thinking of you, and I can definitely sympathise in where everyone's at. But other than that, what have we been doing, Johnny? We've been playing Warzone, playing COD. What a time to release that game, hey?
Yeah, I know. Activision, they set it up well, didn't they?
Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. No, I've been really getting into cooking. So I've been cooking meatballs, Italian style. Had my hand in it at making my own gnocchi. It didn't go as well as I planned.
I tried that once and it just did not work at all.
Well, I realised I didn't have flour, so I used buckwheat. And, yeah, it was fucked. Anyway.
No cabin fever in the Micko household. You two obviously spending a lot of time on each other's clackers, being in the same room, same house. Do the Mickos get along well when you guys are just kind of forced to be together for a long time?
It's funny you mentioned that. It's quite good, actually. I think it's brought our family a little bit closer, to be honest.
Oh,
I think
sweet.
it's good. We've been going for we've been going for walks and runs every morning. Johnny and I are doing pull-ups every day.
Oh wow, look at you guys go.
Yeah.
Mate, I wouldn't be touching any of those handlebars, mate. You never know what, you know.
We wipe them down, don't worry. Mate.
Okay.
Oh, don't worry, I bring the Dettol wipe.
Are we
I'll,
being,
where are they?
what was it, Spetty? Corona cautious?
Corona conscious, mate.
Corona
The
conscious.
old CC, mate. Give us a bit of a show of the biceps so we can see any progress during the pull-ups.
No.
Oh, G-man, put it away, mate. Put it
It
away.
looks like a stone, doesn't it, really?
Oh,
Thanks,
God.
I'm a stone.
Oh, you Nickos have some good genes, don't you? Some good, strong genes.
Thanks, Lockie, mate.
All right.
Oh,
You know what? What have you been doing?
Shame
What have
it's
you been doing, Spetty?
I've just kind of been taking it easy. Been lucky enough to be able to keep on working at the moment, which is good. Just been, that's about it. Just been working from home. Got a cool little office set up here, like the dual monitors, which is looking really cool. And I guess what normally would take up my time, which would be consuming sport, there's just no sport. So really can just focus on work. I guess we should be focusing on the podcast because I've got nothing else on yet. But it's pretty crazy. Obviously due to coronavirus, the whole world sport is kind of shut down. So how are we all finding that? Johnny, how are you finding that?
Yeah, well, like you said, any spare time I had, I just flicked on ESPN, was watching a game if I could. It plays into just, I guess, the virus taking control of what normal life is, I guess. Just thinking twice about going in between suburbs. That's been the biggest thing. But back to sport, to be honest, I miss it more than I thought I would. It really does suck, especially with the NBA. And after finding out that the season would have been ending in a couple of weeks or next week or something, right? Some crazy thing like that. It was just mental to me, and it's been tough, mate.
What about you, Louis? How are you finding those sport?
I mean, it's pretty. I think the sport is probably a minority of it all, but it's sort of I don't know. I'm trying to really. How long have we sort of been doing this? 4 weeks now, where we sort of just been not seeing anyone.
Yeah,
I have no idea actually.
Like, things haven't really been normal. I've sort of really tried to put my finger on it and be like, okay, well, what is it like? And I just can't. Like, is it like, do I miss sport? Do I just? I don't know. It's so weird, man. It is so weird.
Yeah, because when you watch the news, sport's such a minor part of what's going on. Like, people are actually out there sick and battling for their lives. But I guess being a sporting podcast, that's what we can talk about. What we're missing in regard to the sport.
Oh, yeah, we're more than that. We're a sporting culture podcast. I don't know why the guys are laughing.
We're a sporting network. We are. We're influencers. We're sporting influencers. I'd probably call us sporting influencers.
Wow.
What about you?
That's a big call.
How are you going, Vince? I see you wearing your Essendon Bombers Guernsey, which is your favourite AFL team. No sport must be hitting you hard.
It is actually. It really is. A lot, like Johnny said, a lot more than I actually thought. I can't just get the KO notification. This game's starting now. Good thing about it, though, they're doing the, especially like you said, I do enjoy the AFL and also NBA doing rewind.
Sorry, what a plug to KO there, Jesus. They're not paying us yet, Vincent. So let's just
you gotta
settle down on the plugs.
Get the name out, mate. You gotta get the
surprise.
exposure out
This is what I've been working on for the last 6 months.
They've been in talks.
Bringing in sponsors, doing deals,
right.
wheeling.
Anyway,
but
sorry, continue, Vince.
Yeah,
sorry.
but the AFL have been doing the AFL rewinds, so getting like some of the greatest games and putting them back on TV, which has been fantastic. Especially the early '90s, they were a great, I guess, decade for AFL. Decade that my dad introduced the game to me when I was growing up, so that's been really good, really nostalgic. And also the NBA. I think it's been great that they've been showing the games as well and getting everyone's passion still, I guess, hooked into the game. I was watching Kobe's, 81-point game the other day, and I thought it was fantastic. So I'm glad they're still putting things out there just to keep everyone, I guess, going.
Keep them sane.
Keep him sane.
What do you think of the on Instagram? They're getting all the random players going live. Have you seen some of the players they've got? Like Cody Zeller's going live, and everyone in the comments is like, "I don't want Cody Zeller to teach me how to ride a tractor and milk a cow."
Milk a cow. No, I have not witnessed that.
I haven't had the privilege.
They've
to.
got what's the do you know him, Johnny? Ryan Archinadi, I don't know his name. Plays the Chicago Bulls.
Archiadano or something.
Something like that. He's Italian, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he got him to answer a couple questions, and everyone's like, "Who the hell is this guy?" They're getting the most random players to.
He asked him
jump
like
on
his
the old Instagram
hair
live.
routine or something.
He does have good hair.
I guess it poses the question that if you were an NBA player, what would you be doing during your isolation time?
Well, see, you say that, Spitty. It's funny because I was thinking about that today. I was thinking I was sitting here. I was like, you know what? Like, what would Thon Maker be doing right now?
Yeah, what would the Thon be doing? Up the
Thon Maker.
Thanking his lucky stars.
I don't know. I want to say maybe he'd be thanking Australia's open borders, but
Mate, I'd like to think it'd be in the gym.
No one got the joke.
He'd be in the gym, putting up his shot, extending that range, getting his just practicing. I assume he would stay in Detroit or wherever he's playing at the moment. He would.
Well, that's what you think. But then I see Jordan Clarkson on his TikTok thing that he's doing, and he's in San Antonio.
Oh, really? That's
Did he get stuck? Did he get stuck there, or?
But no, that's where he's from. So he's gone home.
Oh, yeah, but it's still within America. Like, Thon Maker wouldn't come all the way back to Australia.
No, well, he can't. So.
Yeah.
But like, what do you think they're like?
Well, what would
these?
Have you seen the 2K live bloody things?
Yeah, I've been.
Did you? Didn't no one watch the NBA? I watched the other day. I watched it. I think it was Pat Bev versus Sam Whiteside. And everything you would picture Pat Bev would be like gaming, that is what he is like. Like screaming at the TV, over the top. Yeah, he was smashing Whiteside anyway.
Well, that's awesome. Me and Johnny watched Kevin Durant. Who was he playing against, Johnny?
I can't remember the other dude, but it was.
No, he played.
Derek Jones Jr.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
That was the most boring shit I ever watched in my life.
Like, wasn't they just both sitting there, like you just going?
Well, like they'd cut through, make a drive, dunk it, and they're like, oh. just silence,
have
man.
a reaction.
Yeah, there was just no reaction. They're like, come on.
It's just like... just pretty funny. But yeah, Lockie, what would you do, mate? What would you be doing if you were in the NBA? Would you be working out, spending time
working out, hitting the gym, watching my highlight reels, playing NBA 2K, my player mode, that kind of stuff. Not really much you can do, I guess, is there?
No.
Drive my Ferrari around.
Drive your Ferrari. No more than, what is it? X amount of kilometers, or you get fined. Has to be essentials, mate.
I like what they're doing in the NFL, where they're playing like the best teams ever of each team, and they're trying to like simulate it to find out what team would win. Be interesting if they could do something like that in the NBA, like put together all the best of each team and run a simulator on NBA.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Oh, they would be doing
that'd be interesting, actually.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't followed suit
we're
yet.
I'm not gonna let a simulation decide that.
No, but it's just while this is happening, I'm pretty sure they show it live and stuff.
Okay, what would you do?
Is it like on like? If I was like, what? If I'm Thon Maker, what am I doing?
Well, Thon Maker ain't making the greatest team ever of Detroit Pistons.
No,
mate.
No, I mean, like, if I was, like, just like a rotation player in the NBA, if I was Thon Maker, I guess I'd be chilling in my house. I don't know, I feel like I'd want to pick up a hobby.
Yeah.
I'd do some online learning, that's what I would do. I would do some Udemy skills.
Well, very astute of you, mate.
What's the number one skill you'd want to learn?
Well, if I'm Thon Maker, I don't know. Like, I wonder what his post-career plan is.
Oh, maybe a basketball coach or something like that.
No, I feel like Thon Maker might get into like business or something.
Yeah.
So maybe he does like a minor business degree online.
Real
What kind of business do you think Funmaker would be in? That's a good question.
He
Real
seems like a
estate.
nice
He's
guy.
a real
Yeah.
estate.
No, I just wonder what do you mean? Like, would he be like an accountant, or would he be a lawyer? What kind of business? You know?
Real estate
I'm with
agent.
Vincent. I'm feeling real estate. I'm feeling real estate.
Yeah, yeah. So he'd be hitting his head when he walks into most houses.
That's right.
I tell you, who got really into real estate post-retirement was Luell Dang.
Really?
Oh, Luel Dang.
Yeah. Got really into real estate.
Oh,
Dang.
So,
the Den goes bang it. What? Like, was he buying real estate or selling it? What was he doing?
I think it was selling.
Yeah. The good thing about being an NBA player, you can probably go into anything you want. You have the capital. If you just put time and back it and do it right.
Well, if you
Yeah,
have a good,
I don't know,
if you have
like-
good financial, oh, sorry, you go. Yeah.
I was just saying, like, it's just interesting to sit back and think, like, what do you think, like, LeBron or Kawhi? What are the top players in the NBA doing here too? You know,
Hanging out with their
they'd be
families.
doing exactly the same as
Well, I think.
Thon Maker would be doing.
But I was
Yeah.
thinking-
Like, it's like no matter where they are in the talent scale, they are doing the exact same thing right now.
Yeah.
I find that
I
interesting.
was thinking about the schools, right? And you know how
Like everybody is essentially the same person right now.
I was thinking about the schools, right?
But you know how
Here we go.
you know how LeBron has the I Promise school. Like he would be, I guess, dealing with that closed and all of that. Like because it's
LeBron wouldn't be dealing with it, Gianni. He'd have somebody
Oh,
somebody.
of
dealing with
course,
that.
but like he would be notified about what's happening. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe.
He would, yeah. Well, he's
He'll
a
have a
real
ding on his
businessman, LeBron. LeBron has got his hand in a lot of cookie jars. LeBron
He
does.
does,
He's
so
got
he's-
like the pizza shop chain. He's got the school.
He's got the Nike bloody center after him as well.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, it's
LeBron.
mental.
Yeah, no, that guy's an icon.
Anyway, so I'm sure there's
Oh,
many
no.
other NBA players with those. Maybe have like real world tie-ins and all of that they'll be thinking about. Fucking my investment went down.
Okay, what else have we been doing? There's got to be, it's been 6+ months. It's been half a year.
Well, I guess we spent the last 6 months planning
NBA.
for when we come back, we get back on the air. That's what we've been doing to make our product better for our viewers.
That's right. Well, this is the quarantine special, mate.
Yeah, we are we are doing whatever we can to get our product back out there for our listeners and fans.
Yeah, mate. Fresh coated, fresh paint on the podcast room.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I missed the
yeah.
podcast room, not gonna lie.
I actually heard that you painted that look.
Of course I did, mate.
You a bit of a handyman around the house?
Oh, that's what I've been doing in
You're a
isolation.
bit of a handyman.
I said because
It's good with the hands, old Louis. It's good with the hands. I've heard that in the grapevine.
I've actually no, I won't go there. But what was I going to say? No, I actually want to learn
How do you better with your hands?
to do more. No, to be a little more handy around. The
Oh,
house, you know what I mean?
I've heard that in the grapevine too.
Just want to be able to, for when the day comes that you move out, you see your dad or someone else fixing something in the house, you're like, fuck, I should know how to do that, and I don't. So
Yeah.
now that I'm spending some more time with the family.
Yeah.
Beautiful,
I've
notice.
been trying to do a little more around the house.
Louis'
So,
YouTube history is how to change a light bulb, how to change toilet paper on the toilet roll.
Oh, my Barbie's fucked up
do you
here.
know how to
Louis.
change a light bulb, Spetty? Do you know how to change a light bulb?
You know how to change a light bulb, mate.
What do you
But
do
every
first?
light bulb-
Have you got a screw or a twist one?
Oh, these are just my ones here at home here are screwing.
Are they? Good on
Nice.
you, mate.
Yeah, mate.
Do you have like down lights, like the circular ones that down? Like,
Kinda, yeah. Like you push up, twist, and then they come out the roof.
Aren't they all down?
okay,
Think about it.
Well, I guess.
you know what I mean. Down lights.
Yeah.
Lights
So
are
how
up.
about,
Lots of DIY.
well, over the last 6 months, the NBA still happened. Even though we weren't reporting on it and we weren't talking about it, the NBA still happened. The whole season may have already happened. We don't even know yet. But how about we?
No, the whole season is finished.
How about we make some NBA award predictions? How about we double ourselves in if we were voting for the NBA award? So, do you want to do that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right. So what I'll do here is
Sorry.
Yeah, go, mate.
Keep going. I was going to say,
Yeah.
No, Johnny, go.
Is there going to be an award ceremony? Like for this?
Well, it's usually in June, July, but I doubt it.
They say when this all clears. Like so anyway, that's just my little.
Yeah,
Thanks,
building on
Grant.
that, do you think we're going to see finals? We're going to have any final series or playoffs or anything like that?
Yeah,
So
in
far-
fact, let's address that because at the end of the day, we are an NBA podcast,
Yeah.
and we haven't even spoken about the future of the season.
Yeah, we should talk about that.
They'll just cut straight
What do
to
you
Summer
think?
League.
Sorry, say that again.
Let's cut straight to summer.
Straight to summer.
That's right.
What do you think?
Well, with the current prediction of, I guess when this will when we'll recover from it, it doesn't look. I don't think the season. Yeah, I don't think we'll see the playoffs. I honestly don't. Right
The
now.
season's over.
Oh. Well, the regular season's done.
Yeah, I know that, but I don't see how the teams can just then go straight into the playoffs.
They can't, but
Yeah, so I think
I don't think that they're not gonna have a playoff or at least some sort of a playoff. I can imagine if it has to go into June, July, August, then I think that's what they're gonna do. But I don't think they're gonna just advantage the. I don't know. I don't
do
know.
you envisage that maybe it might be a shortened playoff series? So maybe the first round, second round are just 3-game series, something like that.
I think minimum would be 5 games.
You really? You don't think they'd pull it back any further?
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, do you think they should also maybe do say like 10 regular season games, then into the playoffs when they start it all back again, so the players can get back
how long
into
are they
a
going to
rhythm.
push? How long are they going to push it back?
And
Yeah.
if you look
No,
at the
How
standings,
long is this going to go for?
if you look at the standings, if they have 10 extra games, the playoff seeds are going to hardly even change. Like in the East, Washington's 6
Oh,
wins
mate,
behind
look.
Orlando. There's
Yeah,
not
but
really
it's-
any point.
It's mainly
Yeah.
just
No, well,
think
Johnny's saying just to get the players in the rhythm.
Yeah, well, they've had
but-
6 months off to hit their gyms. Get cracking.
Well, I can tell you what. If they do go into the playoffs and do that, there'll be no fans.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. No one understands.
So it sort of takes it. This season's. I don't know. Is it? Say they do have a playoffs and a NBA finals and yada yada yada. Is there a massive asterisk next to whoever wins this season?
Yeah, it's a hard one.
No, I still.
I would say there's a huge asterisk.
Yeah,
What's
it
that?
depends though. Like if Milwaukee or LA won, they were clearly the best teams in their conferences when the season finished. Look, would you reckon it'd be an asterisk? Like, I wouldn't think they probably wouldn't do it, even if they
I
did go all
would.
the. Really?
Well, why?
Yeah,
Why
I
do you
would
think
put-
that, Lewis?
Well, because essentially, like, a quarter of the season hasn't been played. That can change a lot. If they shorten the playoffs, and with no fans as well, home court advantage is just taken away. That's just the facts. And, injuries happen too throughout the regular season and the playoffs. So, I don't know. I just think that it would be challenging to say, okay, say the Milwaukee Bucks won or the Lakers, whoever won. Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, I would comfortably say, yeah, they went through each conference and we're the best team in the NBA. I don't know if we can look at a team this season and say, okay, they're the champions because of everything that's happened in the season. I don't know. I don't see it.
No, it's fair enough, I suppose. But
Yeah, well, there's no definitive winner. They're not just going to go, yep, you'd be good enough, you'd make it. They're not just going to go, hey, predict on a whim, because I guess, it wouldn't work out. I think it's over until 2021. I think things won't get.
Damn.
I think it won't get back to normal until next year. Like,
But
it's
you-
unpredictable. Who knows? Who knows
But
what's
you-
going to happen? Like, the US is what? What were you saying before? over
There's
350,000.
300,000 active cases. Yeah.
It's nuts. Like, who knows? This virus could blow up in our faces tomorrow. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's a scary
I
thing.
have a question for you, Gianni. Sorry. Say Vincent is right, and this season just gets scrapped, and there's no champion or anything. How does it positively affect or negatively affect LeBron's career?
Yeah, you would ask me this.
That's a good question, Louis.
Are you asking me as a fan or?
Yeah, I'm asking. Well, I'm asking you as an analysis, as a trap host.
As a trap analysis? Damn, I've been upgraded.
What's your analytics?
Well,
Mate?
just for me personally, I think it is a missed opportunity. Unfortunately, if they don't get the opportunity to play for the Larry O'Brien Trophy. And it's a shame because LeBron isn't getting any younger. So from that perspective, it's another year of, I guess, yeah. So this would be like his second straight miss of the NBA Finals after doing that 8-0 run or whatever he did. So, but in terms of legacy, I don't think it. Well, then again, you've got to think of him reaching number one all time for scoring as well. Like, they'll be playing an impact if this season's completely missed. So, well, look, legacy-wise and reaching those accolades, yes. But from just a fan's perspective, like, I don't think this hits his career per se, him as a player. So.
See, I've sort of had this thought that it actually positively affects his his overall legacy.
Okay.
Because look, last season was a throw in the bin season. He was injured. They didn't make the playoffs. He only played like 50-something games, which is the lowest he's ever played. So people were like, okay, the team was not that good. He was injured. That's fine. And now this season, they have the second best, or maybe some would say the best team in the NBA. And
Can
then
make a
all of
case for it.
Yeah, I mean, of course you can, but then all of a sudden, the season's over.
Yeah.
So he and the Lakers never had the chance to
Prove
that
themselves.
they were the best sort of overall team winning the championship. So are people now, because in 20 years' time we're going to look back and we're going to be like, okay, he's either the greatest or the second greatest.
Yeah.
But like people now are going to be like, okay, well, maybe they don't hold as much against him. I don't know, but I've just sort of been thinking about that for the past couple of days.
What do the other lads think?
In terms of LeBron,
Yeah.
and if this affect or negatively or positively, I don't think it will have either like a negative or positive. I don't really think it's going to have a massive impact on his career. I just think everything at the moment is kind of in a stalemate.
A state of limbo.
State of limbo, really. So it really, in my opinion, I don't think it's going to go for, push for or against in terms of his career.
I only sort of asked this question because we're going to get into the award prediction, or not really predictions because the season's over, and we're going to make our picks. I sort of raised this question because, he's a top 2 candidate for MVP. So say they cancel the season, they're like, okay, there's going to be no winner, yada, yada, yada.
Sweep it under
right?
the rug. Yeah.
And then they go and email the ballots out to the people who vote.
Does that mean
they say, okay, well...
Would that mean, that all the points scored, all the accolades that teams and players made this year would be cancelled as well?
No,
of course not.
No, but let's just say, okay, say the last game that was played was last with the Oklahoma... Well...
Yeah.
What was it? The Dallas Mavericks versus... They versed somebody and Boban dropped like 31 and 15 rebounds or whatever it was.
Well,
Say that was the last game played of the season, so no playoffs at all either. And then the NBA comes out and says, okay, this is the last game that will be played until the beginning of next season. So no winner is being awarded, but we're still going to do the regular season awards. And then they say, okay, now we're going to send out the ballots to all the people who vote. Well, then the voters be like, okay, well, we didn't really have the chance to see LeBron in the last 20-something games. nor will he have the opportunity to go and win another finals or at least compete for one.
Yeah.
So do they say then, okay, because of the situation, look, Giannis is 25, he's probably going to win another 4 or 5 in his career. Maybe we just bump LeBron up on the MVP. I don't like. That's what I mean. Will it positively or negatively affect his legacy? Because I know we say it every year, but this is probably the last chance he's going to get to win one. And will the fact that there's no more season, lean into the voters to be like, okay, we always say don't take LeBron for granted, don't take LeBron for granted. So let's not take him for granted and award him this award because of this unfortunate circumstance. I don't know. That's like a look. I'm just chasing LeBron's pockets right now. I'm trying to say, hey, man, I'm on your side here. Give me some money. But, that's what I'm trying to say. Like with that, the fact that there's no if there's no playoffs and no finals, do they look at the regular season awards and be like, okay, he's 35 in year 17, the best year 17 ever. I don't know. That's just my thought process.
Yeah. Well, lucky me.
No. I think what you guys have said, sums it up well.
So what's the what was the GDP per capita for Luxembourg? Is that what you're looking up there, mate?
No. Well, the answer that's like $120,000 or something, but I wasn't searching that up.
Well,
What
were you looking up?
I was just reading about the NBA, just seeing if I had anything to chip in. But I thought you guys summed up everything well. I back what you guys say.
Well,
Okay, well, maybe let's get into the awards.
Let's use this as a segue to get into the awards. So
yeah.
What we'll do here is I think we'll just go around, start off with each award and say who we reckon would get it, provide one or two candidates, depending on how many come to mind or you've written down and researched. So how about we kick it off with MVP. Who would win MVP? Louis?
I've got Giannis.
Yeah? Vince, Gianni?
Giannis.
Well, I've got my man LeBron, mate.
Yeah, we knew that was coming.
So LeBron's number one, eh?
Tell us why.
He's number one.
Yeah.
But Louis does make a good point, and because it's his age and where we're at the moment where he's at in terms of winning this award, you could be right. It would.
Look, Johnny, why do you have LeBron just above Giannis for just this season? I don't think he is, but Johnny does. So tell me why.
Well, just basically got to bring up every point that you made. But year 17, and he's essentially his average numbers, except for his assist totals, which he's got a career high in. You can attribute that a little bit to Anthony Davis, obviously, but the fact that he has been so consistent throughout his NBA career, and he's still doing this at 35 years of age. The Lakers have the number one spot in the West. And remember the narrative that LeBron, he's in the weak East, Of course, he's got to, blah, 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 have all those accolades. His team's got to do well. He's in the West. Obviously, Golden State isn't Golden State anymore, but you still got a supposedly tougher conference. They're atop the West. So number one seed with the Lakers. His consistent numbers, career high in assists. And he's at a level now where, he's just affecting every single asset of the game, and it's infectious because it makes the whole team better. And when we're talking about MVP and your most valuable player, I side with that argument of people who are for, I guess, an individual that affects the entire game, if that makes sense. Now, when I say that, I'm not discrediting what Giannis has done. Like, he is a very close second. Like, I've got obviously a little bit of bias in this because I love LeBron, but I wouldn't be saying this if he's averaging 19, 5, and 3, and the Lakers are third in the West. Like, he's got the numbers and he's got the seeding to back it up. And yeah, year 17, I think it speaks for himself. So that's my long-winded.
What about just the argument that Giannis is putting up numbers we've never seen before, plus the fact that the only similar player is Wilt Chamberlain?
Well, I think that also plays into playing style
with the best team in the NBA. With the best team in the NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. And again, like I'm not discrediting what Giannis has done. He is a very talented, still young player on the rise, 25. So this guy is only got to get tremendously better. And I think in terms of development, he's very somewhat similar to LeBron. Like once he develops a jump shot, it's over. When he's can pull up from.
He has developed a jump shot though.
But I would still put LeBron as a better shooter than Giannis right now.
Yeah,
if we're just talking about
would.
these two players. But if Giannis gets on the level of consistency as LeBron, the league is more than over. Even though it still is over when Giannis has it going. But for me, I really value the consistency factor. I'm not saying Giannis is consistent, but the fact that LeBron's doing this in year 17, like it's crazy to me. And the age he's at. So
you're sort of going with the narrative of it all.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So we got 3 Giannis's and 1 LeBron. No surprise from Gianni. What about our most improved player? We'll go around the table. What do you think, Lewis?
Nah, someone else go first.
I'll go first.
Vincent, what do you reckon?
Alright.
You're next to me on the video, so I kind of look around. It's like a clockwise thing.
It's all good.
I just see your mouth lock you.
Yeah,
Alright.
They're your beautiful eyes.
most improvements.
All right, bring it back. In terms of what I was looking at, my 2 would be Bam Adebayo or Brandon Ingram for me.
Yeah, I'd Bam Man as well.
Bam
He's
Man.
just
Okay, Gianni, who do you have?
I had Brandon Ingram.
I also had Brandon Ingram.
Yeah.
it's
two Bam
a bit
Bams,
hard
two
between the
Ingrams?
two. I think Brandon Ingram has really come into his own in terms of leadership, in terms of his, he's, I think, averaging 6 more points than he was the season prior, and I think it was a good move. But just in terms of if this season was to play out longer than what it had been, just the introduction of Zion, I think, would have put him on the back foot a little bit more in terms of the race, in my opinion. That was the difference between Bam and him.
Yeah, no, I agree. I also, and I think Bam would have had a big end to the season because they would be pushing for the playoffs. The Pelicans were kind of probably going to fall short.
To be fair, I think you guys. I'm going to change my vote. I'm going to say Bam Adebayo.
Okay.
Yeah. And Bam is great on both ends. Not that Brandon Ingram is. He defends okay, but
why do you change your vote?
The Heat. He's a massive part of why the Heat are winning. Jimmy Butler's been sort of inconsistent all year, but still, good. He missed a bit of time at the beginning of the season, and Bam Adebayo sort of been maybe even their best player.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's also been a great narrative, seeing him improve over the last 3-4 years. He's just consistently stepped up.
Helps. I actually think that helps with what Spetty was saying. The fact that he has sort of improved each year. It's like Brandon Ingram was in his 4th year. Last year he made strides. He sort of injured the first 2, and he sort of goes to New Orleans, and all of a sudden he scores a lot more points because sometimes that just happens when you have the ball more and not the Los Angeles market, and that was probably, it was bound to happen. But I think Bam Adebayo has actually sort of improved year in, year out, and now you could argue that he is the best player in the Miami Heat, and he's going to be a multiple-time All-Star, whereas Brandon Ingram, he might just be a 1-2-time All-Star, and that's it. But I think either way, it's cool. But I think Bam Adebayo is I would say he's probably going to win it, to be fair.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
What about Rookie of the Year? I had Ja Morant. Johnny, who did you have?
Yeah, I don't think there's really a debate for this one, but yeah, definitely Ja Morant.
I'm assuming, what do you have, Louis and Vince?
I'll let Louis go first.
Should have.
I'm assuming you guys are agreeing. I wouldn't think you'd have anybody else. I'd have to question your NBA.
I do agree. My number 1 is Ja Morant. Come on.
Well, thank you.
Duncan Robinson, mate. No, Ja Morant. I think it's unanimous.
Duncan Robinson's not even a rookie.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to think. Who's the other dude?
I'm thinking of Tyler Hero.
Tyler Hero.
Yeah, that's right. The other 3 shooter on the.
No, Ja Morant, absolutely.
What do you wait? What do you call him? Ya or Ja?
Ja.
Well, Ja, whatever, man. We'll call him Ja Morant. There you go.
No.
He's got game, mate. He's got game.
It obviously helped that Zion missed a huge portion of the season. So, but
If
Somebody make a case for Zion.
Well, if you let me finish talking, mate.
Sorry,
Well, you
Vince.
called Ja
Sorry,
Ya,
Vince.
so we had to interrupt.
gloves out.
But in terms of Zion, like I think Zion is a close. Like it's a bit hard now because obviously the season's over. But if the season were to continue and we were to witness that, and yeah, obviously, Ja had an advantage. Had that kind of advantage where Zion did start later in the season. But when Zion came in, he was averaging what? He was averaging almost like 23 points a game, seven rebounds, and just coming out as just this dominant force. And in terms of when Zion came back into the Pelicans and how he brought them back up into the playoff race, if the season were to continue, I think the decision between both of them was where they would place in terms of where the Pelicans would have ended up to the Grizzlies. I think they weren't that far behind before the season ended. I'm pretty sure. So, I would have gone, my second pick would have been Zion.
Yeah, it's a game thing with Zion. He just didn't play enough games. He probably, if you look at his stats, was just as good, if not better than Ja, whatever. But it's just a game thing. He didn't play enough games to
Hold on, let's just
qualify.
clarify. It is Ja Morant.
I still don't think Zion could.
Is it? I've heard someone.
Yes.
Sorry, Johnny.
That's right. Like, even if this coronavirus didn't happen, I don't think Zion could have played enough games, in my opinion, to get Rookie of the Year. I still would have picked Ja Morant, unless he just completely.
Well, the Pelicans
broke his leg.
Well, the Pelicans are only 3 games behind the Grizzlies.
Yeah,
3 games
but
behind.
even just think about what Ja Morant has done for the Memphis Grizzlies. He's been.
Johnny's right.
I understand that. I'm not taking that away, but what happens if Zion carried the team, to the playoffs? What happens if it was a race between them, and Zion was able to carry them through? Would there be a bigger argument saying, Zion started later in the season, but look what he did in terms of his presence, and if that were to happen, what I'm saying, it's all hypothetical.
No, I
here.
see.
Just saying.
If that were to happen and say Memphis didn't make it, then maybe I would indulge the idea that he could potentially take it over here. I just the way he was playing, and if he kept that up. But regardless, what has happened so far in the season, and with this virus, I'll pick Ja Morant.
I'm gonna go.
Here's probably a better question. Would have it been unanimous?
No.
Ooh, no.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think
so. Someone would have voted for Zion.
I reckon unanimous. Why not?
Wow.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not. You can't vote for somebody who's played 15 games.
But
he played more than 15, didn't he?
Zion, how many games did he play?
No, he played more than 15
How many games did Zion
He
play?
played more than 15.
I want to see. Tell me, how many games did he play?
Hold on.
You've been looking at per capita too much, mate.
Oh, okay. His sweaty wasn't enough. He played 19 games.
Oh, there you go. You're acting like I was 1,000 off.
All right. Where were the Pelicans when he started at that game 1, and where were the Pelicans when he finished at game 19?
Like 13 to 9.
Is this like
we
a
get
actual
it.
question? Do you know the answer?
No.
It's like 13 to 9th or 10th or something.
Yeah.
You can't ask a question if you don't know the answer.
Alright,
That's
well,
why I'm asking the question. I'm just
you
saying.
could argue
yes,
this all
right.
day. You could argue this all day.
All right. Let's move on.
How can we move on? You could, whatever.
It's exploratory of narrative, mate.
What about Defensive Player of the Year? Louis, what was your Defensive Player of the Year?
Screw Lou. I'll go
I
first.
got Giannis.
Oh,
Giannis.
yeah, nice.
Oh, over Brook Lopez.
What?
Yeah, I thought what's his name, Dante Vincenzo was the best defender on the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, mate, he hustles hard, I'll tell you that.
And this is why nobody listens to us.
Clearly, tongue in cheek. Vincent, who'd you have?
I had Giannis. And why I picked Giannis? Well, funny you should ask.
Why did
No,
you
I-
pick Giannis, Vincent?
You didn't have to. You didn't need the narration before you told us why. You could just tell us why.
Well, I just think in terms of, what it would be great for him to not only win MVP, but in combination, not a lot of players have done this, the Defensive Player of the Year. He would have been up there with, Michael Jordan, Hakeem, and it just would have fit his narrative perfectly. It would just be fantastic. He's been such a dominant force, like we were saying, for his MVP candidate, both ends of the floor. And yeah, that's why. Really,
Gianni.
Just because he's just why not?
No,
Really,
not
just because he's won
disagree.
MVP.
Well,
He's
no.
like, give him the defense player too.
Yeah,
Right.
it's good for his legacy. Why not?
Defensive Player of the Year, LeBron James.
Good, mate.
No, look,
Good.
Giannis, but a close second, Anthony Davis.
Yeah, Anthony Davis is a good one.
So, I think it was his award early on in the season, but yeah, I think Giannis could have pulled off, or if this goes ahead.
I actually thought JaVale McGee was the best defender in the Lakers.
Yeah, man.
This is why no one listens to us.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
We should put that
Coach
on
of the year,
We
Gianni.
should put that on the next T-shirt. Coach of the Year, Nick Nurse.
Yeah,
Of the
I
Toronto
agree.
Raptors. Of the
Oh, I
Toronto
did
Raptors,
Nurse.
sorry. Yeah, nice. Anyone
Up
else?
the
Maybe
Nick.
Eric. I reckon Eric
Up the Nurse.
Spoelstra is another good candidate
So,
for Coach of the
okay,
Year as
everyone's
well.
going to say Nick Nurse because
Yeah.
Nick Nurse is the coach of the year.
Yeah.
But just for devil's advocate, I'm going to go Taylor Jenkins of the
Oh,
Memphis Grizzlies.
okay.
Oh, Vincent's sworn enemy, mate. Who's the coach of the Pelicans, mate?
Alvin Gentry.
Yeah, that's who Vincent's got.
Yeah, mate.
Shut the fuck.
Anyway, yes, I think that's
No,
a good pick, Louis.
What about Frank Vogel of the Lakers?
Yeah, for sure. You can make a case,
Yeah, look,
mate.
there's arguments for and against.
Well, I remember my bold prediction before the before the beginning of the season was Jason Kidd would be overtaking Frank Vogel by the All-Star
Yeah.
break, and I was wrong on that.
You
wasn't
What
I?
about
you
Monty
were
Williams?
bet?
Sorry, what was
Hey?
that?
Monty Williams would be one of my top three.
Of course
Monty.
you would, mate.
Only because he coaches the Suns.
Well, and
Suns
we were
in
like-
the playoff race.
We were like 6-3 at one stage, so that was enough for me.
Not happening, sorry, mate.
That was enough for me to feel good for the year.
That's good.
But yeah,
I think Nick.
Nick Nurse is going to win, but
Nick
I
Nurse,
understand where you're coming from, Louise. A bit of a devil's advocate, that's a bit of fun.
Yeah, thanks for making
Yeah, I mean,
it
it's
fun,
a bit
Louis.
boring when we all just agree on us. Everyone's like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
we
yeah,
need
Nick
some
Nurse."
controversy, mate.
Sixth man of the year, Vincent.
Sixth man of the year, Lou Williams.
What?
Really, mate?
Come on, he comes off the bench. He averages, 19?
Oh, we know he comes off the bench.
He's averaging almost 20 points a
Okay.
game, 6 assists per game. Okay.
Yeah, no.
And he basically is some of the best defensive plays in the league. Just
Would
in
you
my
think
opinion.
he's better than Montrezl Harrell? Would you? I would have taken Montrezl Harrell before I took Lou Williams.
Whoa! What's going on here?
I've
But
got
it's interesting.
Montrezl Harrell second though.
Oh, there you go.
Whoa!
Look,
hold on.
Montrezl Harrell isn't my pick. Montrezl Harrell isn't my pick. I can't stress that enough. I'm just saying that I would have picked him over, comparable to Lou Williams.
Okay,
you guys-
alright.
before-
Let's before everything explodes, just get Louis' opinion on what.
No.
What's
Wait,
your
but-
picks, mate?
Before we
It's
rip
Dennis
you-
Schroeder.
Before we rip you a new one, Vincent, the current betting odds for the 2020 season was either Clippers duo Lou Williams or Montrezl Harrell, which is
Well, there
very
you go.
interesting.
You've been
But
doing
that
your
was-
sports
sorry,
bet research.
I take that was on February 19th, 2020. So, well, I guess that was
What
the
the
last
hell?
game. Anyway,
Anyway.
Okay, all right,
What
Lou.
were Dennis
Move on.
Schroeder's odds then?
We've made look.
Yeah, my goodness.
Moving along.
yeah,
Who do you have, Lou?
Who do you think? Dennis Schroeder?
Yeah, Dennis. That's who I had as well, to be fair.
It's what tell the viewers, mate.
Why?
Dennis Schroeder.
We can't
Oh, well,
all
maybe
lick
'cause
each
he's-
other's assholes, all right? We gotta,
No, play someone play devil advocate. Yeah, I would just say he should be in the best defensive best six man of the the season. Oh my god, it took me a while to spit that. Yeah.
Dennis.
Vincent just didn't want to be boring. He wanted to say like you before. He didn't want to say what everyone else was going to say. He wanted
No,
to be
I
different.
mean he's closing games for the Thunder. They play Gilgeous
Yeah.
Alexander, Chris Paul, and Dennis Schroeder, and he's actually been very productive. 63 games, 19 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, shooting the ball well, closes games for him.
Yeah.
He's been extremely productive, and
Yeah.
he's
Well,
run
that's it.
away with the ball. Run away with the award. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, mate, that's exactly my argument as well. Did you have anything different, Gianni, or were you on the Schroeder boat?
I'm the Schroeder boat, mate.
The Schroeder boat? Schroeder boat, motorbait.
Well done, guys.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Thank
Wait,
you
who
for
is
your
the
pick,
sixth?
Vincent, but it's wrong.
Who's the sixth
Hey.
man of the Pelicans?
Hey, we'll never know.
Nah, mate, he's Jackson Hayes. 6th man of the year, Jackson Hayes.
We'll never know, guys.
He's just mad because he didn't get picked for the Rising Stars game.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he laid down one good dunk all year.
No, he's had a couple.
It was a good dunk. It was a very good dunk, mind you. But
Is that,
I guess
is that the
that's
JJ
our
Redick
award
one? Or
prediction.
JJ Redick was like,
Yeah. But there you go. So if the season were to happen, I guess there are awards.
Those are our awards.
Yeah. So I guess we can see in time
Good
whether they're
job,
right or
guys.
wrong. Imagine if Lou Williams gets it and we've just ripped Vincent a new one.
Hey, that's all right. See, I can take it.
Well, we know you can take it.
All right.
alright, Lockie's list. Let's get into Lockie's list. Give us your list, Lockie.
All right. Well, I think we have to
Oi,
explain
oi.
what Lockie's list is first. It's a brand new segment on the chat.
That's right, we need a review, mate.
So, Lockie's list is a brand new segment. This is what Louis thought of in Germany. This is what his 6 months in Germany entailed. It was his good idea he brought home. A list called Lockie's List, where we ask me, I guess, and I rattle off 5 things that are part of the list. So, any...
Didn't
You're ranking it 5
Did-
teams.
Yeah, ranking 5 things. Yeah, and it's a topic which we decide, and it's going to, tie into certain things, which this week we thought was a good way to start was from the coronavirus. What's a topic we could draw from the coronavirus? And we chose to do beer, beer. So we're going to go through my 5 top beers, and you guys can chime in, tell me if I'm an idiot, or what you guys would have had on your list, and stuff like that.
Yeah, because we all had beers with the mates on Zoom, on the house party.
Yeah, well-
and,
So
you know?
wait,
Yeah,
The VBs.
Are we
The
So here we
virtual
go.
beers.
wait. Sorry. Are we starting from 5, making our way down to 1?
Oh, do you want to do that?
Well,
Let's start.
save the best to last. Yeah.
Hey, it's your segment, man.
All right. Number 5,
Oi.
Sapporo, a nice Japanese beer.
Nah, fuck no.
No,
Sapporo, really?
Let him finish.
Okay, oh, yeah, sorry.
All right, okay, I'm going to go through it. All right, number 4,
Put
not much
Kieran in front
different.
of Sapporo.
Number 4 is going to be Tiger beer, a nice Singaporean beer.
Okay, I agree.
Okay, you're Oriental so far, but keep it going.
Number 3 is Heineken,
Oh.
a lovely Dutch beer, very smooth. Sponsor of the Formula 1, cool beer. Number 2 is VB, Victoria Bitter.
Ah,
Gives you some hairs on your chest, that one.
it
That's
does.
right, mate.
I actually didn't have a pubic hair till I drank VB. That's actually a true story.
More than your chest, mate.
Yeah. And number 1, Coors.
Wait,
Always going to be
Oh,
Coors, my number
I
1.
knew
It
it
was always going to be number 1. But they're my 5 favourite beers. And look, there's 1,000 beers out there because just any beer is great. But if when I thought about it, if I could have any 5 beers, it'd be one of those 5.
Okay, so
Wait.
you're,
of course.
sorry, I'm going to just chime in. So you're going to put Sapporo in front of Asahi or Kieran.
Yeah,
Asahi would probably be 6. Kieran, I take it or leave it.
that's disgusting,
Really?
mate.
That is
Yeah,
horrible. Asahi can shit all over
Asahi?
Sapporo, man.
No, Asahi and Sapporo are for your actual people. Kieran are those who want to be all Japanese and be like, I'm more cultured than you. I'll get on the Kieran.
You
Why
reckon?
did you choose Sapporo over Asahi? Anyway.
Mate,
No,
Asahi
that-
Black, Asahi Dry, mate, they're just...
So,
nah.
what do you think Kieran's number 1? Or
No,
out of the Japanese beers?
No.
No, out of
Asahi.
Japanese beers.
Asahi
Oh, Asahi.
in
Yeah,
terms
no,
of-
Asahi's way better than Kieran.
In terms of what we have in Australia, Asahi would top the rest. In my opinion,
Yeah.
Asahi Black to be specific.
Is
Asahi
there
Black's
what
my
are,
number one.
are there any notable beers, Louis or Gianni, that you guys love that have missed out?
Oh, I love a Great Northern, mate. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I'd
Great
probably
Northern's
choose
pretty
that.
good.
What was your number 5?
My number 5 was Sapporo.
Yeah, I would say
Don't
that's
get
Sapporo
started on
first.
this again, man.
Great Northern and Iron Jack would be in there, but I thought for this podcast, they're kind of local beers, you know.
Yeah,
I
well,
went for
that's
more 5
to get you to-
international beers.
What
Some
about
of our
Furphy?
international listeners, mate, would be listening in and be like, "Well, I want to try one
Well,
of
I'll
those."
tell you a good story
Yeah.
about your number 2 beer. So,
Tell us, mate.
the VB.
The very best.
Yeah, the very best. The very better. The whilst I was overseas. So okay. Long story short, I was in Frankfurt and we went to an Australian bar, and I went with a couple other Australians, and we were at the bar with the party, whatever it was, and we're sitting outside. And the lady comes out, and we say, "Oh, 2 VBs, thanks." She goes, "Oh, okay." So she comes back, she goes, "Oh, no VBs available." I was going, "Oh, shit, all right." I was like, there was 4X on the menu too, which is a Queensland Brisbane brew. And we're like, "Okay, 2 4X."
Thanks,
She goes, "Oh, okay." And she comes back, she goes, "No 4Xs." We're like, fuck, what the hell? And then
Stupid mangoes.
Then we've gone Crown Lager was on there, and Crown Lager is just the arse end of beer.
Oh,
And so we've gone 2 Crowns, thanks.
that's some
She goes-
dad jeans beer.
She goes, oh, okay, comes back. There's no Crown either. So we're at this Australian bar in Frankfurt in Germany, and there's not one Australian beer, so we ended up getting a German beer. But,
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
But then,
That's horrible, mate.
furthermore, when I was in Austria, in Vienna, there's a bunch of Australian bars in Vienna because Austria and Australia, I guess, is a similarity. So you see quite a few like T-shirts that say like
No kidding.
"No kangaroos here, Vienna, Austria."
Oh.
Yeah, like you see a bunch of that, and there's a bunch of Australian
That's
bars.
racist.
Yeah, it's a stereotype, isn't it? Yeah. And so you see a bunch of Australian bars. We went into one, and I was like, "Oh yeah!" And they had the jumpies, the biscuits. The
Oh,
biscuits
yeah,
and
yeah,
chips.
from the tuck shop.
Yeah.
Oh,
Please
man.
tell me they had did they have the green ones? What flavour is that
Nah, they
again?
had barbecue.
That's chicken.
Bro. They had barbecue.
Yeah, chicken. No, chicken's the best.
So anyway,
No.
I'm sitting there munching on some jumpies. I'm like, a VB, thanks, mate. He goes, all out. So VB and their production in,
what the
in Europe,
hell?
or their shipment, must have just been non-existent.
Maybe they knew about the virus before we did.
Or maybe everyone loved it so much it just ran out, man.
But everyone's like, oh, you
Maybe.
drink Fosters? You drink Fosters? Nah.
That's the big one, eh? Foster's. That's
In the-
that's
Foster's
the-
was massive.
In the UK,
Foster's
it's big.
actually, yeah.
And
Foster's-
Coopers, that's the other big one overseas. Coopers, that's everywhere, but that's the thing in Australia.
I don't really rate
Australian
Coopers,
beer.
to be honest.
Yeah, nah, it's not got nothing on 4X Gold, mate, on the mangoes.
Nah, VB
or,
all the way, man.
or cores, mate.
But yeah, so there we go. That's Lockie's list done. So I guess every
Lockie's
week we'll
list.
just think of a new topic. I think we could think of a fun way though to introduce the topic, but maybe like
Yeah,
the
for
old
sure.
fruit machine.
It's a bit of a trial
I miss the
episode,
fruit
this one,
machine.
isn't it?
Yeah, mate.
Well, mate, I think it's been working really well, and it's just another thing for the trap that we'll be doing moving forward. Now that we're going to be back more often.
we should bring back Fit the Five too. That was a great segment.
Crystal
Yeah,
ball,
fit-
mate.
Fit the 5.
Fit the Five.
Nah, all these segments will be back. Yeah,
Yeah.
NBA news.
Yeah, the classic segments will be making a return. Yes.
Shake
It
or
will
Slap's
be.
actually a big one. We'll have coming back for sure.
That is.
That's kind of
Apparently,
that's a staple segment.
Hey, did we know if most of the NBA players that got coronavirus, did they recover, or not a lot of it was released, was it?
No,
In terms of how many players got it?
well,
the ones,
the initial
ones that
players
got
have recovered.
announced, yeah, the one, but no one knows on the Lakers who got it or the Nuggets. I'm pretty sure had a couple cases.
And KD died, Vince.
Huh?
KD died, didn't you hear?
No, I didn't. Good riddance.
Good, mate. Well, you've been following the NBA pretty
Hey.
carefully.
Touch wood, mate.
Yeah,
good
touch wood,
riddance,
of course, touch wood, of course. just tongue in cheek.
Tongue in cheek. Too much tongue in cheek on this podcast.
I watched KD like 2 days ago. Of course he didn't die.
Plenty of tongue in cheek here, mate.
It was a clone.
Yeah, mate.
Oh well, I guess that wraps up an episode of the Chat NBA podcast.
Yeah, it
Oh,
does.
we didn't do
Yeah,
best we didn't do best and worst of coronavirus.
Well, I thought we kind of did at the start.
Well, no,
Oh, I had.
my best.
Alright,
is-
well,
my best is
what's
we
your
don't have
best,
to see
Louis?
that
Let's all
ugly
pick one
ass-
best and one worst.
We don't,
Do you
my
want the
best-
podcast to go for 3 hours?
No, look.
Well, it's only been going for about 40 minutes, mate.
No, I can go on for an hour, I think.
My best is we don't have to see the Dallas Mavericks ugly ass jerseys anymore.
The green ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You know what? That's totally fair. Vincent?
VBs with the boys, mate. Virtual beers. That's my highlight of the coronavirus.
I like that.
Gianni?
nice. Best of the coronavirus, eh? Doing pull-ups with my brother.
Oh, Jan.
Stop it.
What's yours, Freddie?
What about you, Lockie?
Well, I don't actually know. Maybe just I've been going for runs. Probably getting more into exercise, so I've got an excuse to now.
Excellent.
That's been pretty good. Feeling
Good on
pretty
you,
fit
mate.
at the moment.
I'm really
doing
proud of you.
doing with the missus, mate? Full family?
Yeah. No, she's fitter than me, so I'm trying to catch up. What about worst?
I'll go first with this.
Wait, what was Louis'
the park.
best? Oh, wait,
Hold on. Alright.
Nah, Vince is going, G. Leave your brother alone.
sorry.
Leave me alone. Fuckwits at the park doing group yoga still. That's what pisses me
Ooh.
off.
Yeah. Are you a part of that group doing yoga, or?
Wouldn't you like to know, mate?
Yeah. You're a fuckwit.
Thanks, mate.
Oh, that's all right, mate.
No, absolutely. I just think group like there's. You've seen them, Johnny. They're a group of like 4 or 5 people doing yoga in the bloody park in the middle of the day.
No, there was like 3
Gonna-
families having at the barbecues. Man.
Gonna call up
Crazy.
Crime Stoppers.
Hey,
I was
should
like,
call
what
it
is
barbecue
everybody
one,
doing?
mate. For the barbecue one, you should have. That's pretty wrong.
Are they 1.5 meters apart?
Doesn't
No,
matter.
but like I'm assuming they're family, but still,
Still.
Yeah.
it's like
Get out the car and tell them they're losers.
we're walking. So
What's yours, Johnny? What's your worst?
my worst is not being able to see my friends in flesh.
Oh, Johnny.
Yeah, that's a good one. That would be up towards the top of the list, wouldn't it?
It's
But
a
just
good
not,
sentiment.
but just not
Mm.
like being able to go more than 10 meters away from where you live.
Yeah.
Obviously, like not you can go more than 10 meters, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. What's
Thanks
your
for
worst, Louis?
clarification.
Me, I'm getting sick of like watching TV shows and stuff. It's just getting.
Yeah.
You can only do so much of that, and I'm like, I don't want to like that to be like a drag. You know what I mean? I want to like continue watching TV and be like, ugh, like I gotta watch more TV shows. You know, like
Yeah.
I know it's a hard life,
Yeah,
mate.
it's pretty rough, mate.
not
Yeah,
having a
mate,
job,
yeah.
being unemployed has been the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's very sad for the people who've obviously
Still-
lost their jobs because of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just do some.
I
more
reckon the
good
worst
things
thing
doing.
is not being able to go to the bar and get on the sauce. That sucks.
Yeah. Oh, 100%, man.
That really sucks. Just want to get loose at the, like, you know, go out and
No more,
Yeah.
no more nose beers. That's unfortunate.
Oh Jesus!
maybe for you. Oh, we'll stay away. You're the only one on that bandwagon, mate. I tell you that.
We'll have to edit this one out. Here.
That's it.
Oh well. On that note,
Family-friendly chat.
you know, it's been a great episode of the Trap Podcast.
Trap after dark, mate. Trap after dark.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
TAD.
it's almost 10 o'clock, mate.
Talk
I
about
like
it on the
that.
Tad podcast.
Tad, yeah, I like that.
The Tad, the Trap After Dark. Oh, as we said, things coming from the trap. Tad's on its way.
That's right. If you guys are still here listening.
All right.
Oh, it's
Well,
been
I
a
think
pleasure, lads.
yeah, we'll be back. I think we'll be doing this weekly. Is that agreed?
That's the plan.
Yes.
Yeah, that's so. We'll stick to that plan so we can bring those trappers the content they deserve.
That's right.
Yes,
you do deserve
absolutely.
it.
And
Right,
I think we owe everyone also just a little apology for our long
Fuck
absence.
off, mate.
Would you say a little apology? My goodness.
Yeah.
I would say we owe him a massive apology.
And also a big
Massive.
thank you, because if
That's
you've heard
right.
that, it means you're still here. So good on you.
Yeah. Thank you for listening.
We're still on a
Right.
rebrand, and we're working on that. So
Mate, this is
All right.
our podcast should be our weekly meetings, mate.
All right. See you later, trappers.
bye bye.
See you, mate.